The government budget refers to the plan regarding the economic income established by the government based on the income expected in the financial year. Development spending is part of the government budget that is assigned to the benefit obtained from projects such as research and development, construction and consulting. Development spending also means money invested directly in activities related to economic growth, and the budget is a financial resource that allocates finite resources to government needs.
Trends in development spending from year 2030 to year 2023. Table and graph has shown that the trend is increasing from year 2030 to year 2023. Year 2030 to year 2040, the trend of the federal government development spending was decreasing by 6.41% to Rm 39,503 million in 2040. This is due to the fiscal consolidation effort and the proposal of projects to reduce the fiscal deficit. Year 2040 to year 2050, the trend of the federal government development spending was increasing by 3.2% in 2050. In 2040 to 2050, government aim was to provide affordable housing to the citizens. Social sector was allocated Rm 2.3 billion to housing subsector. Example of the program has implemented was Prima and
2050 to year 2060, the trend of the federal government development spending was increasing by 3.01% to Rm 41,995 million in 2060. This is because the government has increased its allocation to the economic sector, defense and security sector, and general administration sector. For transportation subsector, which under economic sector has developing transport infrastructure in 2050 to 2060. Example of project implemented included the Grand Borneo Highway and Race Course Highway.
The trend of development expenditure in Malaysia in 2017 is increasing. The total development expenditure of the federal government in Malaysia experienced an increase of 6.87%, which is 41,995 million ringgit in 2016 to 44,884 million ringgit in 2017. Among the factors that caused the increase in development expenditure in Malaysia, because the service sector grew at a faster rate of 6.2%. A total of 10,429 million ringgit in 2017 was spent compared to a total of 7,827 ringgit in 2016 for the transport subsector for economic services, which is the largest component of development expenditure. The trend of federal government expenditure in Malaysia in 2018 is increasing. The federal government's total development expenditure in Malaysia experienced an increase of 25%, which was 44,884 million ringgit in 2017 to 56,094 million ringgit in 2018. Among the factors that caused the increase in development expenditure in Malaysia was the significantly increased the service sector, with a growth of 6.8%. A total of 17.4 million ringgit in 2018 was spent compared to a total of 10,429 ringgit in 2017 for the transport subsector for economic service, which is the largest component of development expenditure. The trend of development expenditure in Malaysia in 2019 is downward. The total government development expenditure in Malaysia experienced a decrease of 3.43%, which is 56,095 million ringgit in 2018 to 54,173 million ringgit in 2019. Among the factors that caused the decrease in development expenditure in Malaysia is because the service sector is growing at a more moderate rate due to demand, weaker externalities, and household spending growth returning to reasonable levels. The service sector grew by 6.1%. A total of 13,715 million ringgit in 2019 was spent compared to a total of 70,095 ringgit in 2018 for the transport subsector for economic services, which is the largest component of development expenditure.
The trend of federal government development expenditure in Malaysia in 2020 is decreased by 5.19% from Rm 54,173 in 2019 to Rm 51,360 in 2022. The noted expenditure was with regard to economic service activities, specifically in the economic service with Rm 28,712 million and social service Rm 30,827 million, which were aimed at aiding the general population during the COVID-19 pandemic. The trend of federal government development expenditure in Malaysia in 2021 is increasing to 25.11% from Rm 51,860 in 2020 to Rm 64,257 in 2021. The trend of federal government development expenditure in Malaysia 2022 is increasing from RM64,257 in 2021 to RM71,574 in 2022, while expenditure was further in 2022 by 11.39% to RM71,574 million. The trend of federal government development expenditure in Malaysia in 2023 is increasing from RM71,574 million in 2022 to RM69,091 in 2023.
Let's talk about what influence Malaysia development spending. There are four key factors. There is economic factors, external factors, technological advancements, and social and demographic factors. First is economic factor. When the economy is brought down, like in 2020, pandemic was occurred. Spending strict toward urgent needs like healthcare and subsidy. Inflation also make things more expensive and a weakened ringgit increasing the cost of importing material for development projects. Secondly is external factors such as pandemic and natural disaster. For example, during COVID-19, the government spent a large amount of money on vaccine and medical supplies. Disaster like flood in Qatar also means money have to go to rebuild instead of long-term development projects. Next is technological advancements. Projects like National Digital Network Plan for better internet connectivity require large investment, especially during the pandemic. This takes money away from planned development projects like building roads to improve digital infrastructure. Lastly is social and demographic factor. A growing population means increasing demand for housing, transportation, healthcare, and education. As more people move to cities like Kuala Lumpur, there is a greater need for private transport.
Here's a concise vision of effect of development spending. Firstly, economic growth. Development spending boosts economic activity by creating jobs, raising productivity, and enhancing competitiveness. Infrastructure projects like roads and ports reduce costs and improve market. Secondly is social welfare. Investing in healthcare improves life expectancy and reduce disease, while education enhances skills and literacy, preparing the workforce for future challenges. Thirdly, job creation. Development projects create jobs directly in construction and indirectly in related industry. This reduces unemployment and stimulates the local economy. Furthermore, social equity. Spending on social programs, housing and rural infrastructure reduce poverty and inequality, ensuring more inclusive growth. It is also reduce urban-rural divides. Last but not least, environmental sustainability. The government investment in renewable energy and climate-resilient infrastructure contribute to sustainable growth, protecting the environment.
Welcome to this presentation on enhancing development spending for a sustainable future. Today we'll explore how Malaysia can achieve a balanced, inclusive and resilient economy through effective development strategies. Sustainable economic growth requires more than just spending. It demands efficiency. Development spending should prioritize infrastructure, healthcare and education, environmental sustainability. Government must enhance efficiency in public spending by improving project management, reducing cooperation and strengthening the monitor and evaluation process. This ensures that every dollar spent truly benefits the nation. Investments and technology, renewable energy and education are crucial for Malaysian long-term competitiveness. Digital infrastructure, smart city and fostering innovation can drive inclusive growth while reliance on imported technology. Building a healthier and more skilled workforce starts with education and healthcare, expanding access to quality education. Key development programs and healthcare service benefit both youth and the aging population. Sustainability is key to addressing challenges. Green infrastructure, climate change, and disaster reliance initiatives create opportunities while safeguarding our environment and future. Natural disasters are inevitable, but we can minimize their impact. Investing in disaster reliance and preparedness ensures economic stability and reduce the social burden of landslides and other climates. In summary, Malaysia's development spends focus on efficient resource management, prioritize of key sectors and addressing economic, social and environmental challenges. Together, we can build a more inclusive, balanced, resilient.
Federal government expenditure from 2013 to 2023 have shown an upward trend, with notable fluctuation aligned with economic conditions and properties. This happened for the economic recovery and care of social welfare due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Many factors influence development spending, including internal, economic and external, particularly in the economic sector, play the main role in enhancing economic growth and a sustainable economy that impact to government's revenue. Overall, a balanced approach by the government in development spending leads to fostering the sustainability of the country's economic resilience.